How y'all doing? Good to see you all. There you are. Well, I am in Acton, Massachusetts. I am at Wellspring Sound Recording Studio. We spent the day tracking 5 songs, singing. It was a singing day. I sang my little fanny off. Let's see, what songs did I sing that we are making new recordings for right now, for those of you that know the catalog. Let's see if I can remember them all. All I Am, Hold Each Other Now, All Right Today, Erica, and It Don't Land. So a lot of good singing. I just wolfed down some drunken noodles. I think I still have some noodles in my teeth. I apologize for that. Whew, it's been busy. It's good to see you. Tonight, we are going to play some music from View from the Root. Interesting history of this album. This was actually an album that was released twice in slightly different formats. And again, more shifts within the band, playing wise. Pretty interesting. So I'm excited to tell you more, but let's just start with some music, huh? But they say I am weak, I am tall, and I gave in to pressure all the time. But if you are in town and the weather is cold, you stay in my bed. I don't mind. Hey, Katie, won't you turn your eyes around? Won't you turn your eyes around? Now I'll be waiting for you to shake your demons down, 'cause I'm torn your eyes around somehow. But they say I am weak, I am tall, but I don't understand. But they say I am blind just 'cause you are the prettiest thing in this world. And I watch you like TV all day in my mind. Hey, Katie, won't you turn your eyes around? Won't you turn your eyes around? I'll be waiting for you to shake your demons down, 'cause I will turn your eyes around. Someday when you're done with all your run around, you may find that you can't take another mile. then you'll turn around and find me with my patient waiting smile. Oh, I am weak. But they say I am weak, I am weak, I am told that I cave into the pressure all the time, all the time. But if you are in town and the weather is cold, you can stay in my bed. I don't mind, I don't mind. Hey. Turn your eyes around, and I'll be waiting for you to shake your demons down. 'Cause I will turn your eyes around, I will turn your life. So, we are talking about this album tonight. Oh, look at baby-faced little me. I wonder if I can make the same. I can't really do it. This album, thank you all for the claps. Thank you all for the claps. There was a turning point, I feel like, when this album came out. I do feel like there was a turning point with regard to people in wider circles and in wider areas beginning to start to pay attention and listen. And it wasn't really until View from the Root came out that we would go to shows and we would see people singing along. That's pretty cool. Hold on, let me just unplug these headphones. There we go. Sorry about that. Did y'all leave? Are you still here? Which is still an amazing phenomenon. We're going to be at Tupelo Music Hall this weekend, and that was one of the first places where really I'm so excited about the shows this weekend. By the way, just to have Alex on a drum set again. Unlike the last time we were at Tupelo Music Hall in Derry, I'm bouncing around in my talking, but that's okay. You guys are used to it by now. Saturday and Sunday, we're playing like 4 shows at Tupelo. And unlike all of our other gatherings, we're going to be kind of fully plugged in and standing up, and Alex is going to be playing drum set, and it is going to be so much fun to play with my gang again. Unfortunately, those performances are not going to be part of our gatherings. I know. because it is an outdoor venue and the sun is setting earlier and earlier, we're going to be finished by 7 o'clock on both nights, even with double-header shows. And so as soon as the second show finishes, I'm going to run into the backstage area and gather with you backstage. So it'll be really fun. Tomorrow you'll get to see me and my bandies, though. We're doing a live gathering down in Warren, Connecticut, I believe, which would be super fun. It's been a while since I played with my bandies. But let's get back to business, okay? We're talking about View from the Root. Since the last album, we started playing with a couple different drummers. A guy named Mike Levesque, an incredible drummer from the Boston, Rhode Island area. He played with us for a little while. And it actually says View from the Root, released in 2010. The last album was 2005. That's a 5-year span, right? Although View from the Root was first released, gosh, I can't remember. Some of you gatherers would know. I'm bouncing around a lot, aren't I? It's because I've been in the studio. I got studio brain. If you can follow me, congratulations. So we had played with a drummer named Mike Levesque. We had played with a drummer named Danny Berglund. And when View from the Root came out, we were playing with an amazing drummer named Tom Airy. Awesome guy, awesome drummer. He was playing with Jay Giles for a while. He was playing with Tom Petty for a while until we lost Tom. Unbelievable, great drummer. And we had started playing with a new bass player, Robin Vincent Soper. He was a great bassist and a great guy and a great friend for a number of years. He played with us for like 6 or 7 years, something like that. Pretty awesome. So if you can see on the front of that album cover, there's 4 of us. That's Robin Soper right up on the top right, and of course Turtle, and on the bottom right, and Josh on the bottom left. And we were swapping out drummers so quickly at that time. The four of us pictured on this album were kind of like the steady players around the time of this release. So there you have it. The first round of View from the Root was a little bit different than the second. It was released a couple years earlier. It had different album artwork, a photograph taken by my buddy Jordan Casway. Jordy, he's on our gatherings often. But that's the cover of the re-release. We added some tracks, we remastered, we remixed some stuff. Okay. Facing a little bit of danger, fight a little bit of crime. I could love a total stranger for a little bit of time. I could run like a lightning, fly around this town. When the pressure comes tightening, it'll take me down. I'm half a hero, coming to my head. Half a hero, painted brown and red. I'm half a hero, somewhere in between. I'm caught between acceptance and the dream that I found. The secret to resistance I figured out. It's a comforting existence, but I'm filled with doubt. I'm half a hero coming to my head. I'm half a hero painted brown and red. I'm half a hero somewhere in between what I am and what I wanna be. I could save the world from imminent disaster. I could fall into the depths of apathy. Find the tides and bury me in alabaster. Living the debris. And I'm half hero, yeah, coming to my head. Half hero, painted brown and red. Half hero, somewhere in between what I am and what I wanna be. I'm half hero, yeah, come into my head. Half hero, painted brown and red. I'm half hero, somewhere in between what I am and what I wanna be. Have a hero. A song about all of the ways that I wish I could be better, right? Or maybe that we all wish we could be better. I was mentioning the other day that I think that perhaps the more each of us strives for achievement or greatness, the more we're met with our limitations every single day, right? And the more we're pushing our boundaries, the more we're confronted by those boundaries. And that never ceases to be a struggle for me, but a good struggle. Like I'm grateful for that struggle, right? I was thinking about it today because I was tracking so many vocal. I was just tracking vocals, right? So and the way it works in the studio with this album, it doesn't always work this way. But what we do is we go into the studio, and you will have the opportunity to really learn about this process in depth if you keep joining us. But, we go into the studio, and what will happen first is I will play what's called a scratch track with drums and bass. We'll play it live. I'll be in a little isolated room, and I'll play a song with a guitar, and I'll sing. And it won't be a keep or take. It'll just be a take just like that. If we were playing Half a Hero, I'd play that with Alex and Poche, and then they would and we would also be playing to a metronome or a click track. We always call it a click track, right? But it's just a metronome, thing that keeps time, right? And then each musician will take turns going in and listening to my scratch tracks and recording their parts. And and then so we record drums and bass. Sometimes Alex and Poche will record together, sometimes separately. Oftentimes then we'll put some more guitar down. We'll put like a keeper guitar track down. We'll put fiddle, accordion, banjo, right? Oftentimes at some point in the process, it's time to then track vocals. And so we'll mute the scratch vocal singing and I will sing vocals. And we can go into a studio like this one and we can track a handful of songs in one day. And so that's what I've been doing. Faced with all of the different ways that I wish I was a better singer. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the way that I sing and I love my voice, but you know, I am no Mariah Carey. There's probably a more current example of a great singer, but when I'm in the studio, I am confronted, right, by my limitations, and so it can be a humbling time being in the studio, recording vocals, even when the stuff you're recording is really good stuff, even if you're really happy with the stuff, like I was happy today. The next song, View from the Roof. I'm talking a lot today, aren't I? I think it's because, you know, there's a different, for those of you that know, that when you're in the studio recording, there is just a pretty intense level of concentration that has to be maintained throughout the day. And by the end of the day, things get a little loopy. And when things get a little loopy, sometimes I talk a lot, so sorry. This was a song slightly controversial. Because it was written with a guy named Adam Elk in New York City from that commercial studio where I recorded those commercials. Great singer-songwriter, Adam Elk, I've talked about. He plays in an awesome band called the Mommy Heads, you should check out. But he's also a great producer, and this song, Have We Met, is the name of it. Not only did I write with him, but while we were writing, the way he writes is he just like, you know, he puts down all the instruments as we're writing. We write in the studio, and so a lot of the instrumentation, a lot of the playing, most of it was not the Adam Ezra group actually playing that song. It was Adam Elk and I in New York City in a studio working on it. But I really loved the song and I wanted to add it to the project. So I did, and I think everybody was fine with it. I think Turtle was a little bummed out, if I remember correctly. Trying to think back. It was a long time ago. Driving sideways through these cold days, giving in to the daily grind. Both arrested, patience tested. Touch my fate in your tragic eyes. On the day I was born, when the sun burnt a hole in a clear, perfect sky. Were you there, you and I? What's your name? Have we met before? You remind me taste my poison mind. On a day I was born, when the sun burned a hole in a clear, perfect sky. Were you there, you and I? Could it be everywhere? Do you feel over again? Do you carry your soul like a thing you control? What's your name? Every man before. What's your name? Oh, 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 feel off again. Oh, what's your name? Every man before. But okay. Where are we? Okay. For those of you who just jumped on board, oh, thanks for the claps. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're cooking through View from the Root tonight. For those of you coming on board, boom. There we go. Look at us. Look at us 10 years ago. Well, I want to be a man, one solution. Want a solution to myself. I want to engage in absolution. I want to absorb with someone else. Don't know if I taste it in my bloodstream, or I am bleeding from the tongue. I will not have time to solve these answers when these answers never come. Live to shine, shine like sun. Sunny day, day is done, done for now. shine. Ha, ha. Eh, 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 eh. Well, I want to fight hard against repression. I want to repress the urge to fall. I want to walk softly with discretion. I want to discreetly kick the walls. Don't know if our souls are like the ocean, shedding back colors from the sun. Maybe the sun will hold these answers when these answers never come. Live to shine, shine like sun. Sunny day, day is done, done for now. Now is the time from another day, another sunshine. Eh, 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 eh. Maybe these answers will come marching, staggered formation down the hall. Maybe your asking is the cancer destined to slowly kill us all. And maybe we all receive salvation, shuffling out patterns in the sand. Maybe the sand is just a prophet, kicking discreetly in our hands. Live to shine, shine like sun. Sunny day, day is done, done for now. Now is the time from another day and another sunshine. Live to shine, shine like sun. Sunny day, day is done, done for now. Now is the time from another day and another sunshine. Another song, another song, another song. Oh. I've been working on this song on the piano really hard. This is one of the first songs that I brought to Josh that I had written on piano, and I said, I really need you to make this sound a lot prettier than I can play it. Puts a light to the candle around the room like a shrine. Said if it don't come in vinyl, then it ain't music divine. call me a lost and found. Her voice finds hope in diamonds and fables all around. And I'm taken over now by the soul of the taste of a sound. When I'm lost in the darkness, when I'm caught at the knee, she said you could give your soul to the city. You just bring your heart home to me. She said, I know about your problems. Take a rest for a while. Her voice finds hope in diamonds and fables all around. And I'm taking over now by the soul of a taste of a sound. Called me lost and found. Her voice finds hope in diamonds and fables all around. And I'm taking over now by the soul taste of a sound, by the soul of the taste of a sound. And every sound on the highway says I'll be home again soon. It's kind of funny when I wrote that song, I was trying to picture. I'd never been in love before, and I was trying to picture what it might feel like. And that gal was fictional. But these days when I sing that song, it feels like Allie. Isn't that cool? I think it's kind of cool. You may interwoven within these songs throughout these albums and throughout my writing, right, are different themes. You'll hear some repeated phrases and some you can connect the dots between songs, some of them, and some of the themes and phrases and concepts appear and then reappear in different songs, right? Later, handful of years later, there was an album. There's an album that we released called Songs for a Movie that we'll get to as part of the album project. But on that album, there is a song called Lost and Found. But I wrote that song not long after this last song that I just shared with you called Home Again Soon. So that theme of lost, and she calls me a lost and found. I wanted to dig into that a little bit more after this song. So for those of you that know all the songs and all the albums, trying to give you as much of the stuff I've never talked about before as possible as part of this album project. Because that's fun. All right. What are we going to do now? We are going to skip the next song I have on my track list, which is Basement Song, because Basement Song had already found its way onto an album at this point, a 2005 release called Chain that we've played. This release of View from the Root was the first time that the Basement Song began being played by the band, and I think that when I wrote it, I've talked about this already, but I did not expect it to ever find its way onto a band album. I just thought there were too many words and no real chorus to speak of, and it became one of our most popular songs. And so I think having that song on this album was a really that was like an emotionally fulfilling thing, because I think the Basement Song for me was a really personal album, a really personal song that I wrote. This one as well. This one's called Flying. So actually, I should tell you, this groove came right from the studio. The song originally was on a walk and she tasted sweet. Said you were the boy that I knew I'd need. Said hold on sugar plum, take it slow, yeah, 'cause I don't know when I'm gonna have to go. But we got into the studio, and Tom Airy, our drummer at the time, drummer and friend, sorry, I'm having trouble with this one. It's good enough. Tom was like, Adam, I'm hearing this kind of drum part that's a little bit different, and I was excited that he had some input. At this point, a lot of the production ideas were being steered, I think, by Josh, who was coming up with all sorts of creative, cool things for us to work on and do in the studio as we were developing these songs. And Tom was like, I'm just hearing this thing. And then he started playing this drum beat, and it was like, and it was totally different than what I was hearing, and I was totally digging it. And before you knew it, Turtle was jamming with Tom on the groove, and then and so what this became, it went from to me on a walk and she tasted sweet. She said, you were the boy that I knew I'd meet. I said, hold on, sugar plum, take it slow, 'cause I don't know when I'm gonna have to go. Find me up in the air tonight, holding fast, I'm trying. I'm not overcome with fright. Look around and I am flying. I am flying. You see, come in, boy, play us a tune. Yours is the sound that'll fill the room. We can't pay you any money, but you sure sound sweet. Say that's okay, I don't have to eat. Find me up in the air tonight, holding fast, I'm trying. I'm not overcome with fright. Look around and I am flying. I am flying. I could simply learn to love the air inside my lungs. But then again, I hope the world on just about all of our tongues. Our tongues. I'm rocking the cradle of the star tonight. I am done with the mess and the constant fight. Dream of a place I ain't never been. Ain't no wake up in the morning to fight again. Find me up in the air tonight, holding fast, I'm trying. Moving on at the speed of light. Sometimes it feels like dying. Every once in a while, you may see me smile when I look around and I'm flying. I am flying. I am flying. I I feel naked without my well-toe cup tonight. I'm sorry. I left it at home. Thanks for the claps. Yeah. Yep. I like these songs a lot. I like this album a lot. And I like that so many of you all still know these songs and still like this album from 10 years ago. Makes me happy. Well, I'm going to play one more with y'all tonight. Went too fast. But I'm going to play one more with y'all, and I'm going to pack up from this nasty little corner in the corner of the recording studio, and Josh and I are going to roll back to Boston, and I'm going to start to get prepped for a weekend, 5 shows in the next 3 days with my bandies. 7 shows if you count our gatherings. And I can't wait for it all. It's going to be a really fun weekend. We are just beginning to, after the Tupelo shows, to really start moving around with our gathering, our live gatherings. Hosts that have applied and been prepping and planning with our team. That all starts this coming week, and I hope that I just have been loving these gatherings, and I've been loving gathering live in people's yards and homes. It's all been outdoors, and I've been so inspired by how safe everybody's been. There are other people that are following our example, and I'm excited to tell you more about that as time unfolds. But people are watching us, and they're inspired by us, and that makes me feel super grateful for all of y'all and what we keep accomplishing together. Pretty cool. Been nice after that nice sentiment for me to just go right into the song, right? That's what was supposed to happen. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our back. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us, and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us nothing we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. I want to thank my friends at Rally Sound and Adam Ezra Group for helping moderate, keep us on a straight and narrow every single night. And I want to thank you all for hanging with me. Tomorrow I get to play with my bandies again. That's going to be fun. We may have to take a little sidebar from the album project and just play a concert, me and my bandies. And I hope that's all right. We will continue the album project on Saturday and Sunday after the Tupelo shows when we're hanging out. All right. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I will see you tomorrow.